chosen ones, empaths, and all of the authentic, genuine souls out there that might not identify as a chosen one or empath just yet. Embrace the fact you spent a portion of your life with this individual. Some of you went even decades with these individuals, but you spent some time with a narcissist, okay? And the way that the dynamics of the relationship work is you'll get used to them, okay? But what I'm for those of you that are like, how can I put it? For those of you that think you miss them, okay, you think you miss the narcissist, it's because you're still holding firmly to the version and the vision that you saw them to be. Okay, do you understand what I'm trying to say? The version that you saw them to be and the vision you saw your life going with this individual, okay, prior to awakening, is what is making you miss them, plus being used to them, being around you. So the combination of them being around you with the fact that you're viewing them through the lens and the scope of what you looked at them prior to awakening. You can't look at these individuals in the same way that you once did. Now, I'm not disputing. Many of you may have shifted slightly. Your perspective's changed of them. You've awoken, this, that, the other. But this force is trying to drag you back. Whatever you want to call it. Energy from the narcissist. Negative forces. This force is... it could be a coping mechanism to deal with the pain. Right? Whatever it is. I don't know exactly what it is. But it's a force that makes you still view them in the same way that you viewed them when the love bomb happened, through the so-called best times of the relationship, inverted commas, right? And you have to change your focus and the way you view them. It's a must, okay? And be patient with yourself. Some of you have spent a significant portion of your lives with these individuals. Some of you had children with these individuals. If this was a boss or a friend or a family member, then the same way they've been involved in your life some way, somehow, for a period of time, right? It doesn't just have to be romantic partners. But I'm just saying, right? This individual, whoever it is to you, okay, you need to embrace the awakening, okay? You've seen something in them enough to be digesting content, even if this is your first audio or video that you've come across on YouTube, okay? But it's highly likely that you've seen other content, other channels alike. So you're waking up to narcissistic abuse, but it wasn't just the channels or me or whoever else. It was you. You saw something in them that made you look for answers in books, online, however you went about it. Your own intuition, your own wisdom, your own knowledge. You dug deep and you began to see them as something else. But when they ghost, or they discard, or they reverse discard, or you even go your separate ways because you cut them off, then you can find yourself yearning for what was, right? It's a force. It could be a coping mechanism, like I said. Right? Dealing with the abuse that you've gone through. It's easier to believe what's real than to believe what's fake. Right? It's harder to believe what's real than to believe what's fake. Right? Sorry, I said it wrong. It's harder to believe what's real than to believe what's fake. And sometimes you see things, but then you see it again. And that's what I'm trying to get you to focus on, the seeing it again. Because many of your minds, it's not your fault. Like I said, it could be a coping mechanism. It could be a negative force. It could be the energy of the narcissist trying to drag you back in. It could be down to you looking on their social media and keeping up to date with where their lives are going now and stuff like that. Right? Let's keep it. And also the conditioning of what the narcissist does to you through the duration of the relationship. And their presence, just them being around you, draining you day in and day out. It can make you get used to them. To stay informed on topics like these, subscribe to the channel. To become a supporting member, please visit zionmembership.com. But this conditioning, it happens. But I really think that a lot of you are used to them. You're used to them being in your lives, whether it's a romantic partner and you're used to waking up together or whatever it is, right? You're just used to them being in your lives. And that's what I think it comes down to. I don't think it's a missing. But don't fulfill that void or absence that you're feeling with someone new or like not too soon. Don't do that either. But realistically, a lot of you, many of you are probably past this. You may have been there. So you may have been in this situation where you're walking around, you miss them, they're on your mind. You don't know if you should reach out. You don't know if you should call them. You don't know if you should contact them on social media. Like, you're waiting, you might be in no contact, right? And that's why no contact is a lifestyle. When you go no contact, that's door slam, bolt and weld it shut. No contact, door slam, bolt, weld it shut is not a game to spark a reaction from the narcissist. Now, I understand that many of you may enter no contact with that intention in mind. I can understand you being in that place. I can get you because they leave you with no closure. They leave you confused. So I can understand you being in a place where you're doing no contact to see if it sparks a reaction. You've realized your words, they don't reciprocate. So you're withdrawing and you're going silent, hoping to see a reaction. But I'm telling you now, maybe if it's early, you may still hope for that, like them, some sort of reaction from them. But really, no contact is a lifestyle. Right? No contact is a lifestyle. And you got to think if you're in a place wondering if the narcissist is going to reach out to you, they're certainly in a place wondering if you're going to reach out to them. Okay? And they know they left you confused. They know they left you heartbroken. They know they abused you. So they have enough analysis to say, okay, you're most likely going to try and bridge that gap or try and reach out to them. Okay? Because they're not authentic and they've seen you consistently fix the relationships throughout the duration of the course of the relationship, right? They've seen you fix the relationship, be a savior empath, fix the relationship. So they know if they put a problem in the way, you're going to fix it. And I know this time you might be in no contact right now or something like that, but they still have or anticipating that you're going to try and bridge that gap and make no contact. And that's why I say to you, it's a lifestyle. So what you should do during this time is don't fulfill the void or the absence or your yearning for missing the narcissist with someone new or anything like that. Focus on the awakening. Focus on what you saw. You saw something, okay? There's a force that's trying to make you go back to sleep. It could be a coping mechanism. Right? Like I said, it's harder to believe what's real than to believe what's fake. Right? You just looking at this like, they're just having a bad day. They're just a bit off today, or like just minimizing it and all of that, when really this is some evil, dusty, weirdo creature. Really dusty. Really evil. Weirdo. That's what they are. They're messed up in head, deranged. Okay? So you have to lose that desire for the version and the persona they portrayed to you during the love bomb. That is a persona. That is connected, even though it's detached from the inner world of darkness and everything like that. They can't maintain that effort long term. And I know some of you have been with them for decades, but I'm just trying to say they can't maintain that consistently because they've got evil that lurks within them. They are evil. They have a dark inner world. And that other persona comes out. It's not split personality, like I said in a video recently as well. It's not split personality. They are ashamed of their inner world. They don't like their inner world. They don't like their heart. They have low self-esteem. They try to bring you down because they have low self-esteem. They will put you down to make themselves feel better. They'll use devaluation to pick themselves up. They condition you. So I don't want any of you in a place where you've gone through devaluation properly, right? And you don't think you're worthy, or you think this is the only person for you. And these thoughts go through the head of the victim of narcissistic abuse because they've conditioned you to believe that through the persona of the love bomb. They're the soulmate. They're the one God picked for you. They're the one, like, I'm not belittling you or nothing, but this stuff goes through your head, right? This stuff will go through your head when dealing with a narcissist in your life. You will think that they're the only person. You can be in a room full of people and still feel lonely. You can only desire them, like these types of things. But that's because you're being conditioned to this version that you saw. But that version is also, although, like I said, it's detached from the inner world. They detach from the inner world. They're not authentic. They're fake and phony. But it's interlinked with the darkness. Although it is detached, it's interlinked. They can't maintain that effort. It's an extension. They have a dark inner world, and they like an octopus. I don't know. I'm just using an example. Like an octopus that puts out its tentacles, right? They'll put a version over there. They'll put another version over there at work, and they'll put a version over there with their friends, and they'll put a version over there with you. Or they'll put a version over there. Like, this is what the narcissist will do. And they can't maintain it. And inside the core of the octopus, I don't know why I said octopus, but is dark, ink, darkness, evil. And octopuses are generally nice creatures. Like, they freak me out. I don't eat them or anything like that. But I just use the octopus. So I'm not, to the octopuses out there, I'm not putting the octopus down. I'm not saying that the octopus is evil or anything like that. I just used it as an analogy because it's got 8 tentacles. And this is what it's like. It's an extension of themselves. Okay? They put out a persona. But everyday people have a persona. Like, for example, I'll break it down. You might go to work and you can have, like, small talk. How's the weather? How's work going? Like, regular people can have a persona as well, right? But you're authentic. You're truthful, you're transparent, you're honest, you're loyal, you're loving, you're kind. So you kind of merge with your inner world. It's kind of like one, right? But you might wear a face at work because it's work, okay? I hope you understand what I'm getting at. But this with them, this is a whole creation in itself. Like, the whole version of them that you saw, that presented themselves to you to be in your life, was like carefully constructed, dependent upon who you are as an individual. They gauge their whole effort. Everything that they portray to you was done because of how you are, the things they were into, the things they liked. Everything was down to you. And that's why I've said, I'm breaking it down a bit more clearer, but that is like, it's like you're looking in a mirror. They mirrored you so well. They put on a hell of a performance to be in your life. So this effect to the victim of narcissistic abuse, once they've been confronted with the evil nature of the narcissist, can yearn for that former version that they once knew. And it can leave you in a mindset that you miss the narcissist. It can leave you thinking that you miss them, that you want to bridge the gap, that you want them back, this, that, the other. But it's only a version of themselves. It's just a version, right? And many of you have actually given narcissists involved in your life 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, whatever, like, etc., chances, right? Or you've been off and on again, off and on again, off and on again, off and on again. And you've given them chances and you've seen repeat cycles. I read the comments. I see people saying this in the comment section. I've spoken to people in sessions. People say they've given them chances. They get worse. It's a repeat cycle. But this is what I'm saying. Like a genuine person out there. If you was with a genuine person and you run into some situation with them where you had a disagreement or you had an argument and you went your separate ways and you got back together, it's like you would strengthen that knot and you would like be better than before. Okay, that's how a lot of couples in romantic relationships anyway, right? Or even friends, you can have a fallout with your friend, or like the bond will get with authentic individuals, genuine people, the bond will get stronger. It has the potential to get stronger at least. But I don't even think that there has the potential to get stronger with a narcissist. I think that their mindset will, despite what they're saying, whether they're acknowledging the error of their ways, they're saying sorry, this, that, the other, I think that they view you as gullible. Or if you take them back, I think they view you as especially you going back to the way it was before you forgive them, they take it as a weakness. They don't value it. It's not valued, right? It's not valued. It's not reciprocated. It's not. So even if they learn certain behaviors, okay? Even if they learn certain behaviors, you go to therapy, they learn behaviors of how to cope, of how to be more empathetic, or they learn these behaviors. I've heard people say this before, but on a bad day, like they get stuck in traffic or they wake up on the wrong side of the bed or anything, just these mundane things that happen in everyday life, right? They will resort back to their old tactics to cope with the stresses and the anxiety and the pressures of life. They're kind of ingrained to be this way, okay? So I don't think it's necessary to go back with a narcissist after you've gone your separate ways. I can understand you being in a place where you might have to go through it. You might have to go back through it. You might have to reach out to them, go back through it, go back through the cycle to get to the place of where you're at an understanding of that you don't ever want them back in your life again. But really, they bring a lot of trouble. They bring a lot of drama. They bring a lot of chaos. And really, you could channel your energy into something of much more value by getting used to being in your own company. You're used to them. Some of you have been there with them for decades. You're used to them. So obviously it's an adjustment phase that you're going to go through to get used to not being with them. It's like, I used to say something, right? I don't know if it's going to make sense, and I need to say it because just understand it doesn't make sense, right? All right, how can I put this? It's just a theory, okay? Right? But say you was with the narcissist for 5 years in your life. You was with them for 5 years. I'm not saying it's going to take 5 years to heal or anything like that. I'm not, because I've heard of people healing very quickly. I've heard of people that it took long time to heal. It's all different, right? There's no consistent basis to this, right? But I'm just saying, for example, if it was 5 years, and then say you spent 5 years alone, you didn't get into a new romantic relationship, or it would say it was a friend and you didn't hang out with a bunch of friends, or say it was a boss and you didn't have a connection with a boss. I don't know, right? Just anything, right? What I'm saying is, say it was a 5-year connection that you had with an individual, a narcissist involved in your life. Then once they're out of your life, after 5 years, it's going to reset to 0. Okay? After 5 years, it's going to reset to 0. Because let's talk about romantic relationships. When I see it in the comment section, oh, it's been 6 months. I've spoken to people in sessions, oh, it's been 3 months, oh, it's been 2 months, oh, it's been a year, oh, it's been 2 years. Like, every birthday, every Christmas, every holiday, every celebration, every anniversary, every this, you're going through a cycle in your mind, right? Not all of you, but some of you will be going through a cycle in your mind, like feeling upset on those days, or feeling like, oh, it's been that X amount of time, like, and you have to flip the dynamics around and look at it as a celebration. And it was actually someone who I spoke to who celebrates the date of the discard. They look forward to it. They treat themselves. They enjoy the day. They celebrate it like it's a celebration day. Like how the holiday season's just passed. They celebrate it like that. They might ponder, they might reflect, they might, but they enjoy that day. And they were looking forward to that day, right? And I thought it was a really good way. It makes sense. Okay? But back to what I was saying, it's not like you need to wait the amount of time that you was with the narcissist involved in your life. But I'm saying that obviously, even if this person wasn't a narcissist, just say, I know they would have empathy and everything would probably be a lot better than it is, right? But just hear me out, okay? Even if they wasn't a narcissist, but you spent a period of time with them in your life, you're used to their company. Just look at it as a surface level thing. You're used to their company. Now add in the layers of the conditioning that a narcissist involved in your life does. Conditions you, tries to make you dependent upon them, isolates you. Like, when you add in all these layers to what they do, right? Of course you're gonna feel lost for a period of time. You're gonna feel confused. Some people call it in the fog. You're gonna feel like that. That's why I call it the adjustment phase. You go through these adjustments. So if you can incorporate embracing that you don't miss them, you're used to them. If you can incorporate that the narcissist presented a version of themselves, and that vision, you need to lose that vision. You need to lose that scope of how you see them, because they've shown you a complete other contrast to that, and they've got a dark inner world. Like, no one knows them. Even this nasty version of them, it's not even their authentic self. Their inner world, they keep hidden from everyone, right? If you incorporate that and you view them in that way, because you need to, for the benefit of your soul, mind, heart, everything, you need to view them as what they are: disgusting, dusty weirdos. And you incorporate the date of the discard, reverse discard, or the date you cut them off as a celebration date. And you look at these dates in the calendar seasons, anniversaries, months past, years past, or whatever, as triumphs. Like, oh, that's great, been away from them for that amount of time. Like, and that's the way you need to kind of break it all down. Okay, now I know, save this in your playlist, because it might not make sense to some of you. Some of you might be so hurt, and I totally understand you being in that place. But I'm saying this audio might be beneficial for you further down the line. If you are still here in the video, I should have probably said that earlier. But you've really got to embrace you're used to them. So don't try to fill that void with someone else. Don't rush. Take your time. I'm not saying that's analogy I brought up about waiting 5 years or whatever. It's not like you need to wait 5 years or anything like that. I'm just saying that you was around the narcissist for 5 years, 10 years, whatever, right? Months, however long, right? Whatever duration, whatever period of time you was involved with a narcissist in your life, right? Obviously, you're going through an adjustment when you come to terms that it's over, and you're going through the process healing. So you're going to go through a process. I've heard of people healing rapidly. They still have room for improvement in areas, but they're healing rapidly in certain places. I've heard of people that it takes them a little bit longer, and some people are still trying to understand things, and it's down to your individual journey, your individual healing journey. Just like this relationship with the narcissist involved in your life was personal to you, it's the same how this healing journey is something personal to you. So if you be kind to yourself along the way, you incorporate this vision of them as what they are, not as what they once was, not the vision that you saw them as during the love bomb. You view them in the sense of exactly what you've seen. Okay, you understand and embrace that you're used to them being around you. You've been conditioned. You've been devalued. You've been made to feel unworthy. Fill your soul with love. Fill your soul with love and celebrate these dates of discard, reverse discard, you cutting them off, whatever. Celebrate these dates. Celebrate the triumphs of getting past dates and significant dates in the calendar. Those dates will fade. You'll forget them. They'll be meaningless to you. You'll forget them. You'll get to a place one day and you'll be like, what date was that again? Like, you'll get to that place, right? You'll get to that place. You'll forget the dates. Okay? They won't be in your head so consistently. They'll be meaningless. Right? So I've gone on for a little while, but I hope this audio helps. Just try and embrace what I've said. And remember, like I said, save it in your playlist. If this isn't resonating fully, just that version that you saw, that version during the love bomb, it was a version that was trying to infiltrate your life, and it was like looking in the mirror. They just presented themselves in a way that you would find appealing to infiltrate your life, because they know your value. So don't believe none of these things when they've devalued you, made you out to be less than. Don't believe none of that. So thanks for listening today. To enhance your spirit experience, have access to unseen videos, go to zionmembership.com. To donate to the channel, you don't have to, but any support will be greatly appreciated. You can find the links in the description box below. And if you'd like to know more about the reason narcissists have low self-esteem, they use this tactic to compensate, click this video here. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.